So, welcome back to another episode of Physical Therapy Private Practice Secrets of the Top 10%. My name is Brian Gallagher. I'm your host, and I would like to start off this episode by thanking our sponsor, Meg Business Management, for sponsoring this podcast. Meg has been growing and expanding. As you know, we do billing and collections, credentialing, and most importantly, of course, Denise and Katie would agree, Meg Academy, which is my baby, helping physical therapy private practice owners like yourself be most successful in physical therapy private practice. Today's episode is strive to serve as a PT owner. So I want to dive right in here because this episode is going to be very interactive and very engaging. We are shooting YouTube on this week's podcast. So for those of you watching us on YouTube, I'm very grateful and very appreciative. Please click subscribe. That does bring us up to helping more people because more people will find us, more people will see us. I can't thank you enough for your time in liking this video, liking this podcast, and subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. Super helpful. If there's anything you can do to help me help more people, please, that's it. I really appreciate that. But before we get started in the action part of the role play videos, I want to cover the mindset that goes into striving to serve others. Striving to serve others requires a strict mindset on your behalf to try to be the best you for the benefit of those around you. And trust me, if you're benefiting those around you, it in turn is benefiting your existence as well. You're going to feel much happier and much more satisfied in everything you're doing because your relationships are growing, getting deeper, getting stronger, and having greater level of commitment, trust, honesty, and loyalty. And that's what this is about. Forging ahead with that degree of transparency and loyalty with all of your staff. So I don't want to sit here and just spend time on frou-frou concepts. I want to get you real tools, real sources of application so you can get real results. PGI number one, you've got 3 distinct personalities going on in your head at any one moment, and that is that of an entrepreneur. Hey, the next new thing, let's go do that. I see a need, I'm going to fill it. That of a manager, how can I organize this plan of attack? How can I sequence these moves? How can I put the right emphasis where it needs to be? How can I allocate the right resources to the right steps as I roll out this new clinic, this new income vertical, this new cash-based service, whatever it may be? It has to be well thought out. If you haven't heard the word Gantt chart, then you're probably not a Meg Academy client because every Meg Academy client understands how to use a Gantt chart, how to appropriately roll out a sequence of events on a adequately worked out timeline with emphasis placed where it needs to be. It's a Gantt chart. It's good in all business industries. Many physical therapists don't understand it, but I want you to understand it. Let's do our first role play. So let's get started on the role plays. If you grasp that, you're going to understand how I run the staff meetings and why. I think it'll make a lot more sense to you. First of all, how often should you actually have a staff meeting? Staff meetings should be, and I don't care how big or small your clinic is, it should be every single month. Now, if you're like some of our clients that have 90 offices, 46 offices, 20 offices, we have some big clients that have a lot of offices, a lot of locations. You're going to do that through Zoom. Zoom is the way to go right now. You're going to have a nice staff meeting through Zoom, bring all the offices together once a month if you can. You can have separate staff meetings in the separate different offices if you have that many offices, and then have a quarterly or a semi-annually full company staff meeting. Okay, so kind of work that out depending on how big you are, but 71% of all private practices are 3 or less offices. So they're the mom and pop owners like me, like you, like most of us, right? Private practice owners. So let's kind of think with that. I'm thinking with 1 office, maybe 2. This is how it would roll, right? So first off, schedule it like the slowest day of the week over lunch, okay, 12 to 1. So schedule it over 12 to 1, the slowest day of the week. That's what I would do first. Make it a 1-hour meeting and make sure food is provided during this meeting. You want people to feel good. You want to lift their spirits. People get hangry when they're hungry. So don't let them get off beat just because they're a little, pressed for time and they're starving, they haven't eaten. Let people sit down and eat during your staff meeting. Number 2, open your staff meeting with general news, right? General news, what's going on in the world, what's happening, good stories. Don't talk about bad things. Try to talk about good things. Open with a trivia question. Maybe open with a patient success story that you read out loud to people. This is something that just came in, hit our website, and I need to share it with everybody. Job well done, team. Get everybody upbeat in the beginning of the staff meeting. Then move into, hey, let's review where we are. Let's talk about the state of the union. Where are we clinically today? How are we doing? Review your stats. Give them a clear picture of how your patients are doing in terms of their quality of care and their outcomes. Give them a clear picture of how the productivity is doing. How productive are we? How much volume of care are we delivering? Where are we in that? And how efficient are our therapists? Are we all collectively and individually? Just talk about it in a very matter-of-fact way. Like clinically, we're currently running at around 78% efficient or 85% efficient, hopefully 85% or greater. Productivity-wise, we're averaging 3.75 units per visit. Oh, we're giving a lot of volume of care. It's not about billing, it's about volume of care. Whenever you talk about units, it's about how much care can I give to these patients, right? That's what that's about. Don't go off into this financial conversation because it's just not going to work well for you. People will think you're all about the money, and you're not. 99% of all PT owners are not all about the money. They're all about giving back to people. All right, let's get into our personal role play. I'm going to go grab Rachel. She's going to be the front desk coordinator. I'm going to set the stage. I'm going to open the door here. Then she knows to come on in and join us. She's going to come in, and here's what we're going to do. We are going to mock up an informal situation where she's working at the front desk. Now, she's going to be standing with me so we can be in camera, but just imagine she's sitting down. And there she is.
Hi.
So she's our front desk coordinator. She's going to be at the front desk. I'm going to be coming up. I'm going to pretend I'm going to be standing here, but I will have from a distance seen her on her phone, and she will have been texting. Meanwhile, the phone's ringing, and she doesn't answer the phone. And you're going to see how we pick it up from there. The next one is going to be more formal. I'm going to have made an appointment time for her to come in and meet with me, and I'm going to address the fact that she's delinquent or deficient in her job. And you're going to see us handle that. In that case, she's doing a poor job of patient registration. She's omitting data going into the registration screen, and I'm going to address that. However she plays it, and then I'm going to play off of that. If we flub, we're going to say we flubbed, and we're going to pick up from there. So you guys will get it, right? But we won't. We'll be fine. All right, so here we go. So she's the front desk coordinator. I'm back here in the gym, let's say. I'm just going to move myself off screen. You're going to see her here. She's got to step forward a little bit for the other camera. There you go.
Okay.
And now she's been set. I'm going to step off. There she is on her phone. You're going to hear it ring. She's going to miss it, and I'm going to pick it up from there. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rach, what are you doing?
Hey, I was just getting back to someone real quick.
Yeah, I was just over here in the gym, and I heard the phone ringing, and it caught my attention, and I looked over, and I saw you texting on your phone. So I just thought I'd come and ask, what was up?
Yeah, sometimes I find it's better for me to just let it go to voicemail so I get kind of more information and I know kind of exactly what to expect, and then I can kind of call them back on my own time, and I'm kind of in a better place. It might be more convenient for them. So it doesn't happen all the time, but I do that, especially in the afternoon sometimes.
Okay, so I'm over that. All right, so Rach, just to share with you, when we hired you for the position and we went over the job duties and requirements, one of the things that we discussed was the importance of grabbing the phone, because every single call coming in is a potential new patient. Mm-hmm. Letting it go to voicemail gives them an opportunity to call the neighboring clinic and potentially go there. So in terms of priorities, I'm just going to ask you an open-ended question. Do you think it would be best in hindsight to actually have taken that phone call when it rings in and put the text phone away and do that on your personal time? That way there we can actually do what we're here to do and bring in those new patients. Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah. When you put it that way, it's like higher stakes. Like we don't want to. Yeah. I didn't think about it like losing business. Exactly. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
And I know you could think like, hey, everyone's used to going to voicemail and it's easy to get back to them. So it's not like I'm not hearing what you're saying. I totally get it. But I'm not in agreement with that, because service is everything today. The world moves fast. You know how it is. You're in the digital age. We have to get the patients when they're reaching in and really handle their needs when they want to be spoken to. That's why they're calling us, right?
Yeah.
So moving on from here, as you know, the cell phone policy is cell phones aren't to be seen or heard in the clinic when you're at work. Should be in your pocketbook. You can use it when you go to the bathroom if you need to, or when you take a break. I don't mind that. I know everybody does. I'm not even going to pretend they don't. So by all means, do you think you could comply with that policy moving forward so we don't have to have this conversation again? Because I don't want to bring this up again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll be better at grabbing the calls as they're coming.
Okay, good. So in all fairness to the group, I'm going to mark it down in the personnel chart just as a verbal that we just had the conversation. I don't expect to see it again. It's not a big deal. It's just going to be recorded. But honestly, I do need to trust that there's never going to be a missed phone call when they come in. They're that important to the practice.
No, yeah, I appreciate that.
All right,
I hear you definitely.
So we're good on that? We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. All right, thanks.
We're good.
And that's it. I would leave it at that. I wouldn't drive her in the dirt. Now, many of you are watching this saying, well, did you do that right at the front desk? Did you do that in front of other people? No, of course I didn't. If there's nobody in the waiting room, we're having that conversation at the front desk. If there is, I'm going to just pull her aside really quick. But it's informal. It's in the hallway. It's just us talking. I'm not rubbing her in the dirt, right? All right. So that's how you handle that. Notice how I let her talk first. What are you doing? What could you have done differently? I bring her along, and she complied. She came around. She was very agreeable, and we came to a common understanding on how we're going to behave moving forward. That is your mission. Let's do the next one. Not going to be as simple. She's going to be a little more defiant. So she's going to go on out. She's going to knock on the door, and we're going to get rolling. All right. So I've already set this appointment time. She's coming to see me at this recommended appointment time. So here we go. Come on in. Oh, Rachel. Hi.
How's it going today?
Good. Thanks for coming to see me. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Okay.
Perfect. You might want to come forward a little bit. We're going on that one now. It's good. So she sat down, and I'm going to open up with, so Rachel, do you know why I asked you in here today?
No, not particularly. I heard that something came up lines and got around to you, so I'm honestly a little nervous, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
Well, don't worry. The billing team did send me an email saying that this has been the second time in the last couple months that you're omitting certain information going into patient registration forms like date of birth and social security numbers and some of the insurance ID information, and it's holding up billing. It goes on the unbilled report, and I'm sure you've been getting that as our front desk coordinator. You've been getting those things, and I just wanted to hear from you. What's going on, and why is it that since we went through the training and we definitely have every box, highlighted as a box of importance to be completed, why are some being filled in and some are not?
I don't know. I feel like that hasn't really happened that many times. I don't know. Maybe that seems a little bit nitpicky to me, but I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I do that often.
I understand. I mean, you've been here 6 months. It hasn't been 6 years, and it's kind of like what level of importance is everything, right?
Yeah.
I understand. And so you're getting a bulk of information. It's hard. You take the phone, you're putting it in. But I have to share with you, every single box is so vitally important, and you have to double check your work to make sure that nothing gets submitted with an open box, because it holds up billing, and when it holds up billing, it holds up payments, and holding up payments, I'm still paying payroll, but the money's not coming in to pay payroll. That creates a major problem. So I need to get your agreement that since this is our second time addressing it, it is a bit of a bigger deal, and that you are going to, from this point forward, every single night before you leave, you're going to double check the new patients that came in and check that the records are 100% complete. And you're going to send me an email at the end of every week letting me know that you've done that. I need your verbal acknowledgement that you have literally finished a whole week of double checking. Can we do that moving forward?
I mean, I'm really busy. Like, it might happen, not to really justify too much, but it might happen because I'm busy and I honestly just miss it. Mm-hmm. But I guess I could try to make some time to double check. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just going to be a little bit more direct about that because, like I said, you've been here 6 months, and I want you to be the perfect patient registration front desk coordinator employee that we have here. And the only way I can do that is if you're willing to commit to excellence. And if you're willing to commit to excellence, it's just mainly doing your job 100%, not 90%, not 80%. So I need to know from you now if this is something you're willing to do and you're prepared to do. Only for the next 2 or 3 weeks do I need that email every Friday, knowing that you double checked your work. I think once you get into the routine for the next 2 or 3 weeks, it'll just be routine for you from now on. But I don't want to see anything showing up on that unbilled report for the next 3 weeks because of lack of information.
Okay.
Are you on the same page with that?
Yeah, I guess I just didn't realize like how important it really was for billing. Like, even the birthday they need that for
every
billing?
single box. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign the chapter in patient registration that's in our LMS, in our Meg Academy. I'm going to need you to go through chapters 3 and 4 on the front desk training. review that again on how it's to be done so that you are 100% clear on it, because I can see there's a little hesitation. I want that done. Today is Tuesday. I want that done Thursday by 4.
Okay.
And then we're going to start next week with perfection.
Okay.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. I just want you to be the best you can be, and I can't do that if you're not going to commit.
No, yeah, it's like a way bigger deal than I thought. So I definitely will be more careful.
Okay, good. So I have this write-up, just says that we went over this stuff. This is what we talked about. This is our plan of action to cure the problem. This is no problem. It just has to be documented in the folder because it's the second time. So go ahead and sign here for me if you don't mind. This is why I brought you in here today. And there you go. Very good. Thank you. So that's going to stay there. And like I said, excellence is what we're after. Okay? So let's just get out there and just do a better job.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Okay. And that's it, guys. That's how I would end it. That's what I would do. I would make sure I gained her agreement. She understands the significance of it. And in this case, I had to send her back for what we call retraining or corrective training. And that's what she's going to do. And then she, not me, she's going to hold herself accountable to perfection and reporting to me by email every week that she's doing so. Now, obviously, I'm going to follow up after her, but I want to put the onus of responsibility of that accountability on her as the employee. This is how you don't end up chasing down the quality control of every single employee in your clinic.